What's up, guys? I just wanted to show you some of the stuff that I run on my XJB 145 as far as the Pids and the rates and Expo and all that. I just thought some of you might be interested. I noticed a lot of people's drones is real jerky when they flip or roll or robot-like almost. And I think it's because of the way that I tune mine is how I can get such smooth flight. I don't know that to be the case for sure, but I think that's what it is. But anyway, this is what I fly on all of my drones. It don't matter if it's my Leader 120, my King Kong, my XJB 145, or even that 5-inch quad that I had that I lost out in the woods. I had it set up the same way. Now the Pids will be different on each one of them, but only the Pids. All the rates, the Expos, the throttle Expo, everything else will be exactly the same on every drone that I fly. If you don't stay consistent, you know, if each quad's set up different, you don't never get to be a good flyer. you just can't do it. Anyway, we're going to start off with the configuration. And the only thing to note on this page really is that I have my my props set to where they'll start spinning as soon as you arm it. And I got them set on 4.5. Oh, and I wanted to mention too that I'm using clean flat. A lot of you don't like clean flat, I know. I love it. Beta flat's fine, but I've had problems in the past with running beta flat, and I burnt some ESCs up one time trying to calibrate them. And I've never had that problem with clean flat. So after I burnt the ESCs, I just always ran clean flat, and I ain't never had no problem since. And to me, it's a little simpler to use, and it'll work on any drone as far as I know. It's worked on all of mine. So anyway, the only thing I got on the configuration here, if any note, is I'm running D-Shot 600, and I got 4.5 set on my motor idle throttle value. Here is the bottom of the page of the configuration. Now I don't know, but I'm running 8 and 2 hertz. I guess that's what you call it. And I take that back. That may be different on each drone too, because it's according to what flight control board you got in there as to what hertz they can run. But anyway, I always leave that however they come. I don't mess with that. So that ain't something I've changed. And you can see I'm running S-bus receiver. Alright, now we get into the good stuff, into the PID tuning tab. Now, like I say, the PIDs will be different on every drone just about. Especially if you get one that's ready to fly or binding fly or whatever. These are stock Pids here. I haven't touched them. This is the way it came to me right out of the box. It was 40, 58, 70, 40, 50, 45, and 30 and 35. And I haven't changed them. I haven't touched them. I usually don't. If it flies good, I won't mess with those. Because if it flies good, there's no need to. Now, I did notice with this drone, if I put a real heavy battery on it, plus a big old heavy camera on top of it, it gets, I forget, like prop wash, I guess you'd call it, when you do a flip and goose it to, right before you hit the ground or something, you see prop wash. But it ain't so bad if you just run a normal battery, something like a 554S battery and a little SQ12 camera on top. This is tuned perfect for that. You don't have any problem. But now I do run quite a bit different rates probably than most people. But this is how I get such smooth flight too. And anyway, you can see I run an RC rate of 1 on the rolling pitch and a .50 on the yaw. And on the super rate I run a .60, .40, and a .60. And then I run some Expo. To me, the Expo is pretty important. Well, the rates in the Expo determine how your quad's going to fly, I'm going to tell you. This is one of the first things I do when I get a drone. I don't even fly it before I change these. I mean, because I already know what I like, and I set it on every quad. And as soon as I get it, I go in here and I set this up. So, but I run an RC Expo of 0.20 and 0.30. And then I run a TPA of 0.10 and a break point of 1650. And a throttle mid of 0.35 and throttle Expo of 0.50. I don't know if I said that or not. And then I run a D set point weight of 0.6 and a set point transition of 1. That makes a big difference too. And on the transition and all that up there, I have changed my angle limit before and my strength. You can mess around with the strength and the transition, and you can make it act weird, real weird. I mean real weird. Even in like when you've got it in the second switch mode, I forget what it's called, angle mode or whatever, where it's not full acro, and you change the strength and the transition, and it's gonna act weird. I don't really know how else to describe it. It won't flip and roll the same at all. But I played around with that a little, but I always put it back to the same because this to me is the best. Here's the receiver tab. The only thing really to note on this is that I run an RC Deadband of 7. And what that does is it lets you move your sticks around just a little bit without the quad moving. You know what I mean? Like if you didn't have any deadband in the RC, then any stick movement you made would instantly make the drone move. So when you're trying to do a slow roll like I do, backwards or forwards or something like that, I really need more deadband than what I have, because a lot of times when I go to roll frontward or backward, I use the QX7, and it's a big one, and I don't pinch, I thumb. So with my holding that big controller with my thumbs, when I it's easy for me to pull back and make a good smooth loop, but when I push forward, for some reason it wants to go off to the side a little bit. So I need more deadband. Actually, that'll take care of that. See, and you got yaw deadband. I run a 7 on that, and them deadbands make a big difference. And the 3D throttle deadband is 50. I think that's just the way it came. I don't think I've messed with that. I'm not sure, but I don't know. But anyway, like I say, I'd run the same on all of them. So, and you know, a lot of you guys probably won't agree with some of the stuff I'm running here, but it works for me. I mean, it gives me good, pretty smooth flat. I mean, I'm happy with the way the footage looks when it comes out. So, I've tried it other ways, and it just looked horrible, or I couldn't fly good, you know. So, anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this. I hope maybe this will help some of you out if you're new to this. Help you set it up. I used to run a lot more deadband and a lot more Expo and a lot more or a lot less RC rates than I run now. You know, a lot of people are probably gonna look at the rates I run and say, "Dang, that's way too low." But it ain't for the kind of flying I do. And I used to run a whole lot lower than that. My lines didn't have much of a curve to them at all. But as I got better and better, I raised them up a little bit. But if I go much more than that, it's just so quick and jerky that, man, I crash. I mean, I don't know what else to say. I crash. It needs to fly smooth for me. Alright, guys, y'all take it easy.